Hello and welcome to this weather update. It's about 2:30 p.m. on September the 6th, 2019, and here's Hurricane Dorian, still a hurricane, and it is moved off the car. I think it made landfall in the Outer Banks. I don't know if they're going to count that as an official landfall, but I'm just looking at the satellite right now. We're going to get to the Hurricane Center right now and get the latest on Hurricane Dorian. So let's check that out right now. Our public advisory for Hurricane Dorian public advisory. So, hurricane force winds were reported on the North Carolina Outer Banks. New warnings and watches issued for eastern Canada. So, hurricane warning for Nova Scotia. So, they're going to be getting a hurricane there, which is not something that's very common. But again, due to that changing climate that we're in. So, as of 2 p.m., the center of Hurricane Dorian is located in latitude 36.2 north, longitude 73.7 west. Dorian is moving toward the northeast at now 21 miles an hour, so its general motion is expected to increase in forward speed and is expected through Saturday night. On the forecast track, the center of Dorian will move away from the coast of North Carolina during the next several hours. The center should move to the southeast of extreme southeastern New England tonight and Saturday morning, and then across Nova Scotia late Saturday or Sunday night. Maximum sustained winds are near 90 miles an hour with higher gusts. Slow weakening is expected through Saturday. After that, Dorian is expected to become a post-tropical cyclone with hurricane force winds by Saturday night as it approaches Nova Scotia. They can consider it a post-tropical. I don't know if I agree with that. That's just an excuse to say hurricanes don't go that far north. I think they do, now that we're in the new climate. So hurricane force winds extend outward up to 75 miles from the center, which is quite a distance, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 220 miles. During the last several hours, several stations on the North Carolina Outer Banks north of Cape Hatteras reported sustained winds of 70 to 80 miles an hour with higher gusts. These winds are now decreasing. The minimum central pressure reported by the Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft is 958 millibars, or 28.29 inches, which is quite low. So let's go back to this, and we're going to look at the warning cones now that are out, because there are some tropical storm warnings out in effect for the water. There's still hurricane warning out in effect for the Outer Banks, tropical storm warnings in effect for Delmarva, and the tropical storm warnings also in effect for the Cape as well. And these are just the coastlines. And then hurricane warnings in effect for Nova Scotia, and tropical storm warnings for parts of Maine. So very unusual to see storms make it that far north with such, but we are dealing with well above normal water temperatures in this area. So that's what happens when you have those well above normal water temperatures. So as far as landfall goes, I don't see anything. Let's see if we can, if there was actual landfall reported. Landfall. Was there an actual landfall? Let's see. Was it considered? It was a landfall. All right. So they are considering it a landfall at Cape Hatteras. So it's a Category 1, but it's still a look at this thing. Here it is on the satellite. Look at this thing. Still very well defined eye. Very well defined eye. Across our and this is now becoming our problem because it is getting closer to us. All right. As far as the power outage impact, we're seeing some power outages in Virginia, it looks like now. So we're going to look at that. Yep, just along the coast there. Virginia Beach has an outage. And then North Carolina, I'm sure, hit very hard, I'm sure. So we'll look at North Carolina as far as that goes. Oh yeah, this is all in red here. So we almost have complete outages here in all these areas. Yep, almost. Onslow avoided the worst of it, but yeah, most of these Outer Banks probably completely lost power. Yeah, almost entirely out. So it's with these strong winds, and they might have had some flooding, so that might have had something to do with it. We'll hear more about the damage, I guess, in that area. Okay, so let's look at the radar for our area. Here's the radar, and you can see we're getting showers across the area. You can see here is the outer. This is actually Hurricane Dorian that's showing up on the radar right now. There it is. See that rain shield right there, just offshore. Some really heavy rain and wind right there, just offshore of our area. And there are tropical storm warnings in effect for the water that is offshore from us, as well as coastal flood advisories. So we're going to see some effects from this. We're going to see some effects from this. Let's look at the buoys. That's what I want to see, the buoys. Marine. So let's look at the buoys. Yeah, 20 miles south of Fire Island. Let's see what's going on over there. So we have an east-northeast wind at 29 knots, gusting to 36. Waves are up to 9.2 feet. That's quite a lot. Let's see this one here. This one's not working. Okay. We can go to the summary. That'll make it a little easier, I guess. Let's see, but this doesn't show the wave heights, I don't think. Just shows you the winds. Doesn't show you the winds. We don't really have a very good buoy network, do we? Okay, I guess I can forget about that. Okay, let's look at the Ventu sky so you can get an idea here. We'll throw the radar in here. So I'll get an idea, see some of these outer bands that are actually, yeah, these are outer bands from Hurricane Dorian that we're getting, so there could be some tropical light downpours across our area. And there it is, right there. You can actually see. There it is. So it's off the coast of Virginia Beach, and it's moving northeastward, but boy, is it close to us. Boy, is it close to us. It's uncomfortably close, and I'll put it that way. It's uncomfortably close. Alright, we're going to check a couple of more observations. So 60 degrees, it's very cool out there. 60 degrees east wind at 13, gusting to 21 at Farmingdale Airport. Let's look at some observations now, and then I'm going to wrap this weather update up. Well, we'll do another one later tonight. Let's take a look at the east end here. Northeast at 14, gusting to 24 with light rain, 59 degrees. Islip, let's look at Islip. 59, northeast at 13, light rain, dew point 58. And I want to see if those higher humidities are verifying for New Jersey. And I'm sure they're getting even worse wind down there. Yeah, northeast at 20, gusting to 26 with no temperature available at Toms River. We've tried Atlantic City. It's even closer to the storm. Northeast at 18, gusting to 31, 65 with a dew point of 62. So, yeah, we're getting some strong winds from this, and we may see some tropical storm conditions across parts of our area. That looks like it's not available, so I don't know what's going on with that one. But I'll keep you updated on this storm. As far as our area goes, as far as power outages goes, I don't think there are very many. I can check right here. I don't think there are very many. We can check. We have only 232 people out of power right now on Long Island, but I expect that we might see a couple thousand because of these winds. So that will conclude this weather update on Hurricane Dorian and its effects on our area now. Thank you for watching.